Hi students, today we are going to learn motion. Our second lesson is motion. The last lesson and the last class we completed matter around us. In that we learned many things. We learned many things like what are the states of matter. So what are the properties are varying them. And next experimentation, compressibility, diffusion, these all things are completed in the last class. In this class, we are going to discuss about motion. It's a very important, so nothing but the motion lesson is a starting lesson about the water, gravity, and next different types of motion equations, motion laws. About this theory, this is a what a basic thing. So ninth class physics is most important topics are there. Ninth class physics, most important topics are there. So what we learned here, these are again repeats in intermediate first year. And that's what very important and very important lessons. And it's a interesting, like these lessons are very interesting if you concentrate cleanly. So everything is depends on this. Nothing but motion is a movement. So in simply we can define motion as movement. So what is movement? So daily activities, day-to-day activities, regular activities of us. So movement, motion is very common and very familiar to us. So one bus is moving on the road, one bike is moving on the road, aeroplane moving on, train is moving on tracks, like many things, many examples, a bird is moving, everything is in motion. So in the universe, everything is in a motion. That's what motion is a most important and complex phenomena. So nothing but overall, I can simplify this as motion is a backbone of physics. If you know very well about motion, you are expert in motion, I mean nothing but motion laws, gravity and everything, you are a perfect physics person. So that's what keep concentrate to understand. So what we are going to discuss, it's very easy and interesting also, interesting topic also. Let's see. So motion defines in physics. In our language, motion is nothing but movement of an object, movement of an object, movement of a person, movement of anything, movement of the earth. This all related to what? Motion only. They are in motion. Earth is taking revolution around the sun with self-rotation, along with the self-rotation. Revolution taking around the sun and rotating itself. Is it right? So it is in motion or not? Yes, even sun also motion. He was taking self-rotation with the proper axis. So that's all celestial bodies are in a motion. So earth is in motion, definitely we are also in motion. We are also taking rotation around the sun and rotation its works, and that's what day and night are comes. And seasons also going to change. Seasons also not permanent, they are cyclic. So changing nothing but, I mean moving. So present some season is running, and after 3 months next season should be starts. So everything is in motion. So but physics defines motion. How physics can? In the view of physics, what is the definition of motion? That was very important to us, to understanding. Why? Because our day-to-day experience only physics. What is physics means? So what is your day-to-day experiences? How you are write, how you are walk, how you are sleep, how you are eat, how you are ride bike. So these all those are includes physics. I mean that is nothing but physics. All works, what are the works? Are technical works, are technological works. So your works and every activity is related to what? Physics only. So that is physics, nothing but. So in the sense of physics, how we can define motion? How we can define motion? Let's see. An object change with time of the position. An object change with time of the position or orientation of a body. So the object is changing the position with respect of time. So overall, what the mean view of us, what we getting from this? So we understand if object is changing place from here to, for example, I am standing here. So consider me as an object. I am changing my position with respect of time. In what time you are covered from there to here? That is nothing but motion. So we studied or we learned many things about motion, I think, in earlier classes. Maybe some kinds of motions do we hear before, I think translatory motion, circulatory motion, oscillatory motion, as well as in translatory motion again two types of motions, curvilinear, rectilinear motions. So do you remember these all? You studied in earlier classes, no? So what is translatory motion? How oscillatory motion possible, as well as how circulatory motion possible, what is the motion of hands of a clock, and what is the motion of fan, and what is the motion of a bike on the road. So all those are different types of motions. Based on their orientation, we are defining what kind of motion it is. Now I am walking here. So I am just changing my position from there to here, there to here. So like what kind of motion I am having here? I am a translatory motion. So my motion is translatory. So translatory is nothing but here one object is covering the position or the distance in a particular path. So like straight path. For example, one car is moving on the road. One car is moving due to east, like east side car is moving. Now tell me what kind of motion it is. It is a translatory motion, definitely. Why translatory? So road is a straight line or curve. So nothing but it's covering some translatory or a proper motion. Proper motion is nothing but it is changing position. From example, here A position is there. The car never comes to A position once again. When it is moving due to east, nothing but car destination is reaching to B. Car wants to reach B. So from A position, car is started. Car started from A position and covered B distance. Now tell me, car again will come at A? No. So there is no fixed point that comes a similar position, and that's what it is, a translatory motion. So translatory motion is there is no fixed point, but it covered some distance with respect of time, So that is nothing but translatory motion. Again, this translatory motion is two types. So based on, okay sir, it's a straight line. When you are covering straight path, that is called translatory motion. But in our experience, in our day-to-day activities, so what when we are covering some distance on a road or streets, does it straight exactly? It's a damn straight? No, not exactly. So many curves are there, like left, right. So even when we are covering some distance with the help of destination or nothing but maps, so that in that destination, software help us like go straight and take left. So continue 600 meters, after take first right, like, so they can navigate to us that distance, like mentioning turn left, go straight, like. So is it a perfect damn straight? No. And that's what translatory motion is divided two parts again. What are they? Translatory motion is divided into two parts. Rectilinear and the curvilinear. Rectilinear motion and the curvilinear motion. What is rectilinear motion? Rectilinear motion is it's a damn straight. When you are covering complete a straight path without turning. You are covering straight path. There is no turning. So I am just covering the distance between A and B. There is no turns. I am not turning anyway. So that is rectilinear motion. This is rectilinear motion, is it? So go to curvilinear motion. So when you are covering the distance on bike, right? Suppose I am covering distance from two different destinations. Like I am covering from one particular Hyderabad to Vijayawada. I'm covering the distance between Vijayawada and Hyderabad. Does the road is straight from Hyderabad to Vijayawada? No. So many turns are occurs. So many directions we need to choose to reaching Vijayawada from Hyderabad. That is curvilinear motion. It's a curvilinear. Rectilinear is straight, the straight path. That is rectilinear. So when you're covering a straight path with some multiple turns, that is curvilinear motion. Got it? What is translatory? It's very simple now. It's our experience, day-to-day experience. It's not quite different from us. So this is noun thing to us. So what is translatory motion? And go to the second motion, that is take circulatory motion. Circulatory motion. Now tell me, what is the motion of the earth? Motion of the earth. So let's take one example. Sun is middle in our solar system. Earth is taking elliptical distance. Earth is covering elliptical distance here. Now see, for example, say Earth position A. So when it is taking revolution around the Earth, does it come same position? Definitely A will come same position after covering the distance around the Sun. So many times A will become at here. Understand? That is a fixed point. It's a circulatory motion. Example, fan. Example, fan also. In every instant, the positions comes similar. So that's what it is, a circulatory motion with a fixed point. With a fixed point, object covering distance. With a fixed point, object covering distance around itself. That is circulatory motion. And the last one is oscillatory motion. What is oscillatory motion? Oscillatory motion examples are a pendulum clock. You know pendulum clock? Pendulum clock, oscillation like this. So taking oscillations with a fixed point, to and fro motion, that is. It's a fixed point. Examples of oscillatory motion is like a pendulum in clock, saving machine needle. So these are the best examples of oscillatory motions. This is our past experience. What we learned from earlier classes about these three kinds of motions studied. We learned one lesson from earlier classes. So what are three types of motions? Translatory, oscillatory, circulatory. What is motion? An object change with time of the positions. An object change with time of the position or orientation of a body. Orientation of a body, the thing called as what? Motion. So in our language we can define that the object covering or the object changing its position with respect of time. Object changing with respect of time called motion. To understanding better about motion. So what is motion exactly? How we can understand better about. So we need more information about motion. Why? Because it's very interesting. So we need to understand relative. So what do you mean by relative here? So what is relative actually? It's a familiar word to us, related to me, it's related to you. So this duster related to me only. So you are saying about your side, according to your side. Like, so I am not explaining any grammar here, I'm trying to understand this. So let's see what is relative. Relative is, does a statement having every statement has a proper meaning. According to that, according to relative, does statement have a proper meaning? So our answer is definitely no. The statement having a proper meaning? No, definitely. Why not? Let's see. So my left side one car is there. My left side one car is there. One car is parked. My left side. Who's the person is opposite to me? Who's the person is standing opposite to me? And he is replying, my right side car is parked. The car parked at my right side. Who was correct between them? I am correct. Who's the person standing in front of me? According to me, relative to me. So my statement is correct. At the same time, relative to him, his answer is also correct. Why? Because if I was standing like this, right side car is located, or right side car is parked, and myself left side car is parked. So both statements are correct. But which one is right? Understood? Which statement is right here? According to him, his statement is perfect. According to me, my statement is correct. So, and take one more example here. We are living in India. We are living in Hyderabad. My friend was living in New York. Present, for us it's a daytime. So I am just giving one statement. It's morning 10 o'clock or it's morning 11 o'clock, any time I mentioned here. It's a daytime for me. And he is replied, and who's that? My friend is replied to me, no, it's night time. It's night. The day was completed. We are in night time. So who was correct? My statement is correct and my friend's statement is correct. So that is nothing but relative here. So how we can understand, how we can grab that? So that is important to us. Both statements are correct, but the statements are having a proper meaning. Now who was correct? Proper means if you are giving a statement, the statement needs a definited meaning. A statement needs definited meaning. But here according to motion I am talking, according to change I am talking here, there is no proper meaning. So myself it's a daytime, okay, absolutely it's daytime, I have a proof. Even he also have proof. Why? Because it's a night time. Both are correct. Both are correct. Understand? So let me share you one more example. Up and down. Imagine our earth. Imagine our earth. So across earth, different countries are there. Even North Pole, South Pole. And just imagine earth has 4 sides. Earth has 4 sides. Like so 4 sides. I'm just label them as A, B, C and D. 4 sides I just labeled. So here the one person standing at A position. One person is standing at A. And one more person standing at B. More one person standing at C. Like one more person also standing at D position. Now 4 persons are having 4 different positions. So one is at A, another one is B, C and D. Now tell me who was up and who was standing at down. Who is standing on upside? Who is standing on downside? Both statements are correct. I mean, say, let's take the example here. So A person is saying, I am on the top. A is saying what? I am on the top. And again B is replied, no, I am on the top. So B also saying what? I am on the top. And go to the C, he was not agree at the both statements was given A and B. So no, I am on the top. So they are wrong. I am standing on the earth. I'm standing on the top position of earth. So go to the D position. He was not agree with these three statements. He was not agree with these three statements, like who those are given A, B, C. The statements are wrong. So myself I am correct. Why? Because I am standing on and standing up. I'm standing on the earth, not up. So now tell me, according to ourselves, relative to us, who is up, who is down? So ourselves, there is no answer. So even no answer. Why no answer? Why don't we have no answer? Because all are correct relative to them. All are correct relative to them, all are correct. Why all are correct? How all are correct here? So why? Because earth is a spherical shape. There is no up and down. There is no up and downs. Every position is what according to them, that is up, that is down. Up and down are based on the what? Some particular construction. So okay, I am standing in second floor. So my friend is was doing work on third floor. So like we are having some meanings like, okay, I'm in second floor, my friend is in third floor. But earth is not like that. So some American person is saying, I am on the earth. I am total top position of the earth. And next Russia person saying, I am on. So I am in upper direction. And some person is saying, I am upper direction. So the all statements are what? There is no a proper mean. Why? Because according to him, he was top position. According to him, he is on the, and according to he is standing up. And even he is also correct. So that is nothing but relative. So okay, we understood many examples here. What mean by relative is. So according to relative, every statement does not have any proper meaning. Okay, clear? Does motion is a relative? Okay, my question is, does motion is a relative? Motion is a relative? Sure, motion is a relative. So we have one example. Let's see to understand about motion is a relative or not. Is motion is relative? Yes, absolutely, motion is relative. How motion is relative? So let's take example here. So me and two persons were standing opposite. So one tree is located and one tree is at the side of road. So this is one road. So this is road, one car is moving on the road. And in that car, one passenger and driver are moving towards north direction. Towards north direction. So this is our situation. Just imagine, I am not perfect in drawing. So just imagine like this, one car is moving on the road and two persons were standing opposite, and one tree is at one roadside. So now tell me, these two persons are talking. So the conversion be like, the first person A and this person is B. The person A is saying the car is in motion. The two persons are moving. So what is the state of car? A person is questioned him to B. What is the state of car? The car is moving towards north direction. He is replied, car is moving. A is asked what? So what is the motion of car? Is it motion or rest? Is it in motion or rest? So B is replying, the car is in motion, that is moving towards north. And the second question, and A is asking, what is the state of tree? B is replied, the state of tree is rest. The state of tree is what? Rest. Why? Because it is not moving according to these two persons. Relative to these two persons A and B, tree is not in motion, but car is in motion. Clear? Go to the water, these two persons like passenger and driver were discussing about that. So driver is asking, the two persons are in motion? To passenger. Passenger is replied, yes, they are in motion, they are moving back. Why? Because they are moving forward direction, no, they appears like they are moving back side. So next, the driver is asking to passenger, what is the state of tree? Yes, tree also in motion. Understood? I am just trying to explain what is that motion is relative or not. Especially, definitely, motion is relative. Especially depends on the water, on us. How you are feeling that when you are driving a bike, all cars or anything which are you are crossing, that all are look like a water moving back. So according to us, they are moving. Like we used to say, the theater is gone. Yes, just now I crossed a theater. Like that. So we will use. Clear? So motion is a relative, definitely. So in the next class, we are going to learn the more important and more interesting topics like what is distance, what is length, what is displacement. So how these